Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a special backwoods broadcast of Secrets of Silicon Valley with your intrepid host, Bradley Naranch. Neo Alpha, Romeo Alpha, Neo Charlie Hotel. This is a Commander-in-Chief edition of my broadcast, in which I'll be outlining my ideals for what it takes to become a new breed of political leader in this country. I intend to be America's first Commander-in-Chief.
Now you're backing out.
Of the Outlaw Nation.
It's hard to talk
worthy successor of the American
with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. I got mine too.
What does it mean to be a warrior chief? What do I?
So welcome to my house.
United States.
'Cause these are
January of 2025. A warrior-in-chief is the ultimate peacemaker. It is an individual who respects the value of each and every innocent human life and will do nothing to endanger that life without just cause. The warrior-in-chief is a diplomat. The warrior-in-chief is a negotiator, but the warrior-in-chief is also willing, when necessary, to use measured armed force ruthlessly and efficiently to minimize the loss of life and to bring American women and men who serve honorably in the military home in a timely manner and to provide them the medical care and the support that they need to recover from the horrors of war, so that they do not linger for decades with shattered minds, broken bodies, and wounded hearts. A warrior-in-chief is an individual who practices periodic abstinence and self-discipline, so that the warrior-in-chief has no known weaknesses. And in the event of spirited and heated negotiations with other world leaders, will operate from a position of superiority, superior intellect, superior oratory, superior stamina, speed, and strength. To do that, warriors-in-chief have to adhere to a very strict code. For the past 36 hours, I've been maintaining strict media silence and internet abstinence. I'm very dependent, as I know, upon social media, and I need to remove that dependency because a dependency is a sign of weakness. I'm also in a protracted period of alcohol abstinence and abstinence from carnal relations, as well as other things, to allow myself to become the strongest, fittest, and most compassionate political leader that this country has ever known. This is incredibly significant. I've become a 100% ketogenic eater beginning in January 1st of this year. I've removed all processed foods and sugars from my diet. This allows me to be as physically strong as I am mentally. I practice meditation. I pray daily. I research and think and communicate with other like-minded individuals. The warrior-in-chief also will never send a single member of the U.S. military in a conflict zone without experiencing what it's like to be a member of the U.S. military. And I intend, during my We the People listening tour, beginning this fall, is to spend 1 week each in basic training at each of the 5 branches of the U.S. military. That is the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Air Force, and the U.S. Marine Corps, as well as the U.S. Coast Guard. 1 week each, so that I know what it's like to be a soldier. I don't consider myself to be a professional soldier, but I will be the Commander-in-Chief, and I want every member of the military to know that their president is going to have that direct experience of what it's like. And I'll be working with the Biden administration as well as the Department of Defense to make these arrangements. The warrior-in-chief also respects the value of Native American warrior ways. And during my time as part of the We the People listening tour, I'll be visiting with various Indian nations on their tribal land to learn their ways. That will include the Ojibwa, the Lakota, the Navajo, and the Inuit, among others. And I'll also be doing a lot of extensive reading on my own time about other warrior ways, codes of ethics in other countries other than the United States, so that when I do meet with world leaders, they will understand that they are dealing with someone who respects their traditions, but who is unafraid to use armed means when there is no other option to ensure peace, stability, and prosperity in this country and in this world. The Warrior in Chief also respects the role that firearms have played in ensuring liberty and freedom in the United States. The Warrior in Chief will never endanger the Second Amendment and will allow the highest court in the land to adjudicate disputes, not the legislature. The Warrior in Chief will be a gun owner and will use guns responsibly and understand how to keep guns safe and why they are so important in the lives of hundreds of millions of Americans. During my We the People Listening tour, I intend to acquire 3 American-made firearms and keep them, once I assume the office of president, in a locked gun safe in the Oval Office. One will be a Smith & Wesson revolver, one will be a Remington shotgun, and the other will be a Winchester rifle. I will seek out weapons training and deterrent strategies from 3 of our country's best and largest police forces, the NYPD, that is the New York Police Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and the Chicago Police Department. I will never hold a gun unless I know how to use it safely and responsibly and know how to talk people down from situations that could otherwise result in violence. And I'll be working with members of the Democratic Party in the states of Illinois, New York, and California to make these necessary arrangements. I will do everything in my power to eliminate and reduce the number of unnecessary gun deaths in this country. And there have been far too many schools and school children and lives who have been terrorized by gun violence. I will absolutely work with the National Rifle Association and with American gun manufacturers to come up with ways to put smart technology into newer weapons so that individuals who have diagnosed mental health illnesses, often on a voluntary basis, can have their guns temporarily demobilized so that they do not do harm to themselves or others. We need creative solutions to this, but we cannot forget the importance that firearms play in places like Appalachia for hunting, for foraging, for survival, for home defense, and indeed for lawful and legal recreation. I will also work extensively with our counterparts in Mexico to control the smuggling of illegal and unregistered weapons, often automatic weapons, and illegal weapons on our southern border. And I'll be working with other countries such as China to limit the export of harmful weapons that can easily be converted into weapons of mass destruction. And finally, the Warrior in Chief will challenge other political contenders, either for the Democratic nomination or for the Republican nomination, to do exactly what I'm doing, to train with the U.S. military, to practice periodic abstinence and self-discipline, and to get informed about why the Second Amendment is so important, so that this issue not become a political football. To anyone out there who is listening, including Donald Trump, whom I strongly suspect will be the Republican nominee, sir, when we meet peacefully in the political arena to debate the future of this country, I will prevail on the basis of superior intellect, oratory, stamina, speed, and strength. I will be merciful in my victory, and I expect you to be gracious in your defeat. I will never insult you or demean you or question your patriotism and love of this country. And as your next Commander-in-Chief, I promise that I will protect you, your family, and your followers from harm, and I will do everything to ensure that America stays the safe, free, and prosperous country that it is. I give you my word, Donald. My word is my bond, because I answer to a higher authority than the laws of man. This is my country. This is who I am. This is God's plan. So, Donald,